You hear the crispiness? It is filled with apple pie on the inside, and it is crispy and flaky on top. McDonald's doesn't care about your calories, but I do, so we're gonna make apple pies today. Low-calorie apple pies that you can meal prep and store in your freezer. So anytime you want an apple pie, you pop one out, you toast it up, and you have an apple pie ready in just a few minutes. This recipe is so simple to make, it's ridiculous. There's so few ingredients, but there's one secret ingredient that's an absolute cheat code. It's gonna make this recipe so easy to make and so low calorie. I have 5 apples here ready and washed. Green apples are the best apples. It's not a debate, it's a fact. It's like nature's sour candy, except we don't want sour apples for this recipe, so I'm using red ones. I'm gonna keep the skin on because I hate peeling, okay? It's my least favorite thing to do in the kitchen. This is how I chop apples. I cut one side off, and then I cut here, I cut here, I cut here, and chop them into small cubes like this. Just cut it into strips, and then small cubes like this. And then all the cubes go into a bowl. We have to work quickly here because these oxidize and they get brown. We don't want that. And we're not adding any lemon juice right now, so chop fast. This is an apple core. There's seeds in here. There's no seeds here. I don't know if the apple core is a myth. It's edible. I'm literally eating it. It's pretty soft. And the core does not exist. I need to chop apples. These are gonna brown. Throw all the apples in a bowl. And if you don't know how big to make the chunks, the smaller the better. And once you have 550 grams of apple chunks, spray a pan with some oil spray. All your apple chunks go in, medium heat. This one's too big.
That's what she said.
I don't know what's wrong with this burner, but it smells like my house is burning down and there's smoke coming out of it. It smells like plastic is burning. I'm just gonna use that burner. Oh, that's too hot. Hey. We need a cup of this. Food scale, put the syrup on, tare, and once it's zeroed out, put it in. Still more. If you're gonna complain, oh, you're using too many artificial sweeteners, you gotta use real maple syrup. Real maple syrup has 800 plus calories for a cup. This has 40 to 120 depending on the brand you use. Stop complaining, you fool, use the freaking sugar-free syrup, it's so good. Saute this, a bunch of cinnamon, a fat pinch of salt, and add some pumpkin pie spice in there. This has cinnamon, but also nutmeg, allspice, ginger, and cloves. And mix all this up. Let these simmer until the apples get nice and soft. And while the apples are simmering, let's talk about the secret ingredient in this recipe. Spring roll skins, egg roll, spring roll skins. These are a game changer. They're such a hack because they're already made. We don't have to make any dough for this recipe. Each of these is 70 calories. They're gonna get crispy in the air fryer. They're gonna get flaky. They're gonna get crunchy. And we barely have to do any work. All we have to do is buy a pack of these. These have been simmering for 5 more minutes. Let's give them a mix. After 20 more minutes of simmering, the apples are nice and soft and jammy. Add in some vanilla extract now. I like a lot. And give it a mix. And let it cool for 10 more minutes. You take a wonton sheet. These are really thin and delicate. Be careful, I already cut one. Spoon some of your apple mixture to one side. We're gonna fold this side over. Take some water and just brush the edges to seal this. The moisture of the water is gonna wet the dough a little bit and help us seal the dough. And then take this side and fold it over. Wet the edges a bit more and then take a fork and just press down the edges. A few cuts on the top to let the steam out. And then spray your air fryer basket with some oil and then gently place this in your air fryer. 2 more skins, water, spoon in some filling, bring this together, then grab the other end of this, get in there apples, get in there a little more, fold this over. These are gentle. A little bit more water, then press it down with a fork. Oh, wrong way. Press it down with a fork. Pop these in the air fryer. Spray the tops with some oil. And while these are air frying, I'm just gonna make more. Let's just meal prep as many of these as we can. And in the time it has taken for one of these to air fry, I had to air fry it for 3 minutes, and then I flipped it and air fried it for 2 more minutes, and they are crispy and perfect. They're hot. I've also made 6 more in that time, so time to air fry these. I'm gonna let these cool on a cooling rack so the bottoms don't get soggy. Oh, it's so hot. And toss these in. Spray. Look how crispy this is. Super soft and flaky with that apple pie filling on the inside. It is filled with apple pie on the inside, and it is crispy and flaky on top. If we want to meal prep these, we need to flash freeze them before we can vacuum seal them. So take these, put them on a sheet pan on an even layer, and throw them in your freezer. And after an hour, the apple pies are frozen. So it's time to pack them away in ZWILLING fresh and safe bags. Vacuum sealing is the best way to put things in your freezer. I hate freezer burn. When air and moisture and water gets into the food and it's in my freezer, oh my God, it's annoying. Because everything just has a mound of ice on it. Freezer burn is the worst. If you vacuum seal, that won't happen. Just open up your bag and put all the apple pies inside. They're frozen solid, which means they won't stick to each other. And that's why it's important to flash freeze these before you vacuum seal. And if you want to freeze them in smaller batches, let's say you didn't make 12 apple pies, you could use the small size bags. Seal all the bags tightly, and then look how easy it is to vacuum seal these. You just get your ZWILLING pump, pop the bottom off, and you just press this button and it'll start sucking in air. Watch. Put it right here and just wait. The pump automatically turns off when it's done vacuum sealing, and vacuum sealing is how you keep food fresher for up to 5 times longer. The problem with a lot of other vacuum seal bags is you have to slice them open with a knife or scissors when you want to use them, and then you can't reuse them. These are reusable, and when you're done with all the apple pies in them, just wash them with some soapy water and let it dry, and then you could keep reusing them over and over again for other recipes. You gotta check out ZWILLING's Essential Set. It has 32 pieces, and it is great for all your vacuum sealing needs. I like the glass edition because it's multi-purpose. You could use the glass dishes to bake in, and then you could also put the lid on and vacuum seal them. The Essential Set, along with the Food Scale, are some of my favorite products that are going on sale this Black Friday. I'll leave links to both of these in the description down below so you can check them out, along with a whole bunch of other products. ZWILLING's Black Friday sale starts on November 18th, and it goes until the end of the year, December 31st. Thank you to ZWILLING for sponsoring this video. Check out my cookbook, link in the description. It has over 100 recipes, and I'm constantly updating it, so when you buy it once, you get all future updates for free. We need to try this thing. Do you hear the crispiness? The wonton wrappers are kind of sweet because the maple syrup on the inside has gotten all over them. It's too easy. These are already made. They're only 7 calories per wrapper, which means each apple pie, it's under 100 calories. And crispy. A McDonald's apple pie is 250 calories. This is under 100. McDonald's doesn't care about your calories, I do. Make these instead. Keep your freezer stocked with apple pies. Anytime you want an apple pie, you pop one out of your freezer, you pop it in the air fryer, and it's gonna be crispy like this in seconds.